Tonight,
because so far, nothing he's told us has been true.
Biden doesn't have a clue.
the presidential hopefuls on the campaign trail hitting hard at their opponent. The latest on the 2020 race for the White House. Plus,
There was really no warning. The fire just moved so fast, so there was only so much we could do.
wildfires raging in California. And what's being done to rescue those close to the flames. And the impact the coronavirus is having on college campuses. All this and more tonight on Faith Nation. Just 8 weeks until voters head to the polls to pick America's next president. Welcome to Faith Nation. I'm John Jessup.
And I'm Jenna Browder. Thanks for joining us. Well, with only 2 months until Election Day, both presidential candidates are hitting the campaign trail for the final sprint.
That's right. President Trump today attacking rival Joe Biden, claiming he doesn't have the mental capability to lead. Joining us now, CBN White House correspondent Ben Kennedy. Ben, as things stand right now, polling does not look too good for President Trump.
Yeah, John, you're right. In fact, several polling showing Biden leading in very key states. But John and Jenna, you have to remember, we are still 55 days away from the election. And quite frankly, a lot can change in that short period of time.
Whatever it takes, we have to win. This is the most important election in the history of our country.
It prompted President Trump to leave the White House today bound for Florida, then on to North Carolina. 2 campaign stops in 1 day. But it's his hint of a COVID vaccine by the election, which is making headlines.
Vaccine is looking very good for pretty soon.
But former Vice President Joe Biden and his running mate want more proof of those claims.
Only if it was completely transparent that other experts in the country could look at it. Only if we knew all of what went into it. Because so far, nothing he's told us has been true.
It would have to be a credible source of information that talks about the efficacy and the reliability of whatever he's talking about. I will not take his word for it. He wants us to inject bleach. No, I will not take his word.
Both candidates jabbed at each other on social media, with Trump tweeting Tuesday, the Democrats, together with the corrupt fake news media, have launched a massive disinformation campaign the likes of which has never been seen before. But MAGA gets it. Biden pushed back, calling out Trump's trade deals for costing American workers so much pain while letting China off the hook, and how the president waged war on American labor unions, adding that if elected, he would make it easier for workers to organize and collectively bargain. Trump points to the strong economy pre-pandemic, touting his response to the coronavirus as a reason to vote for him.
And we've done a great job with COVID. We've done a great job with the China virus, a great job. Whether it's ventilators or whether it's vaccines, which you'll be seeing very soon, or therapeutics, we've done a great job.
Now, 3 weeks from tonight, the two are set to face off in their first debate in Cleveland, Ohio. There will be no commercial interruptions the entire hour-and-a-half debate, which will be hosted by Chris Wallace of Fox News. John, Jenna?
All right, Ben Kennedy, thank you. And David Brody, CBN's chief political analyst, is here now for more. David, it's good to see you. So, just 56 days to go. What is your read on where things stand right now for Trump and Biden?
Jenna, the race is tightening. There's no doubt about that. It's not just with the polling. I mean, look, you can make the polling out, and maybe we'll talk about the polling in a moment. You can make it out to be that Biden is leading nationally, but you got to get into some of those battleground states. We can talk about that. But look, there's no doubt it's tightening. And here's my theory, Jenna. It's real simple. It's the basement index. I've decided. The BI, we've heard of BMI. This is the BI, the basement index. How much is Joe Biden getting out of the basement? And he's in Pittsburgh, and that tells you something. That means Pennsylvania could be in trouble. He was in Wisconsin. We know about Kenosha, obviously going to Wisconsin, but he's on his heels there with the BLM movement as it relates to rioting and protesting. So if you track Joe Biden's movement on the BI index, that'll give you a sense how this race is going.
David, as you just said, polling is tightening. Trump is still down in many of those polls, similar to what we saw back in 2016. We saw how that ended. Are things different or the same now in 2020?
Well, no, I think a lot of the polling methodology actually hasn't changed. They're still not polling those non-college educated folks that are out there that are part of Trump's base. And so look, I mean, if they're going to still do that, and I'm talking about at the local level, the battleground state level, not necessarily the national level, then it is going to be quite a bit like 2016. And I know we've been talking so far on the show about the polls not looking good for Trump, but there's some new polls out there. A Florida poll, an NBC poll, actually, NBC Marist poll, showing that the race is a dead heat in Florida, 48-48, and Trump leading among Hispanics in Florida. So look, we can cherry pick these polls all day long, but here's what we know. In the battleground states that are going to decide this election, it is tightening. No one is going to dispute that.
Yeah. David, former Trump lawyer Michael Cohen released a tell-all memoir today, another memoir today about his time working for the president. In it, he accuses Trump of making some pretty condescending remarks about evangelicals, Trump's base, of course. What do you think, David? Could these accusations hurt the president as we head toward November?
Yeah, Jenna, look, I mean, I think we all can kind of analyze this pretty easily. The train has left the station with Trump and evangelicals. I mean, for the most part, white evangelicals, poll after poll after poll show they love the guy, they trust the guy, and all of this coming from Michael Cohen, of all people, they're either A, not going to buy it, and even if he said something to that degree, it might not have been necessarily those specific words. Look, I can tell you firsthand what Donald Trump has said to me about certain evangelicals. He said, boy, get a load of that. Boy, I tell you what, that was flamboyant. That was interesting. I mean, it's a Pentecostal world that he's not used to. So I'm not saying that what Michael Cohen said is false or true, but what I can tell you is that we know Donald Trump, when he sees that type of stuff, he's kind of blown away like, whoa, what in the world was that? Because he's not used to it. That I can believe. The actual detrimental language, look, it's Michael Cohen, so good luck.
David, in just the few seconds that we have left, what do you make of this Atlantic article, which the president is still kind of pushing back on? Is this potentially going to hurt him?
Well, let's just end it with this, John, and begin and end it with this. It's journalistic malpractice. Whether it's Biden or Trump, it doesn't matter. Take Trump or Biden out of it. To publish an article less than 2 months before an election with an anonymous source and such a blockbuster allegation like this, look, if you're not man or woman enough to put your name behind it, then it shouldn't be published. That plain and simple. And now we're finding out that Goldberg, the guy there that published the article, had some tie-ins with his wife in the Biden campaign. Look, here's the bottom line. The more anonymous sources that come out against Trump, the stronger Trump gets. The media thinks these stories hurt Trump. Right. They don't. They actually help him.
David, we're going to have to leave it there. Thank you so much. CBN's David Brody.
Thanks, guys.
Well, the Senate now back in session after its August recess. And with lawmakers now back, there are some big items on their plate, including the latest round of coronavirus aid to help the economy. Today, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell announced a new GOP relief plan, saying it focuses on the most on needs like health care, education, and economic issues. McConnell says he'll move to set up a floor vote on the plan as soon as this week. It's unclear how many Republicans will support it. So far, Democratic leadership has pushed back against the GOP plan.
Well, Jenna, from the East Coast to the West, tonight, much of California literally is on fire, with at least 22 major wildfires burning across the state and nearly 15,000 firefighters working to contain the deadly flames. CBN's Eric Phillips has been following the story. Eric, this fire season appears to be one for the history books.
That's right. California has set a record this year, as a matter of fact, John, with flames burning more than 2 million acres. It's forcing daring rescues and narrow escapes.
Among the largest is the Creek Fire outside Fresno, consuming more than 140,000 acres and burning dozens of homes with no containment. Monday night, the California National Guard tried to rescue 14 hikers trapped in a mountain resort, but smoke was too thick for pilots to land safely. Rescuers finally getting to them Tuesday. A daring nighttime rescue over the weekend delivered more than 200 people to safety.
I'll tell you, the crews were absolutely ecstatic when they came off the helicopters. All of the individuals that they rescued were greeting the crew members with hugs as they were boarding onto the helicopter, and then again after getting off the helicopter, a lot of high fives.
This is hell if I don't know what else.
Some, like the Meek family, tried to escape in their vehicles, but were forced to take shelter in the water as flames moved closer.
Your family's all jumping in the water to get away from the flames?
Yeah, there was really no warning. The fire just moved so fast, so there was only so much we could do.
Across California, more than 24 major fires now scorching the state, including the Valley Fire in San Diego County, the Bobcat Fire in Angeles National Forest, and in San Bernardino County. At the El Dorado Fire, families are using garden hoses to help firefighters battle the flames. Officials say this out-of-control fire was sparked by fireworks set off as part of a gender reveal party. Sweltering heat is making matters worse, with 90-degree temperatures in the fire zone, while downtown LA reached 111 and San Fernando Valley hit 121 degrees, the highest temperature ever recorded in Los Angeles County, according to the National Weather Service. But that's not the only weather causing problems.
The situation that we have right now is a life-threatening situation with the weather forecast that we have for the next 3 days. So we have a red flag warning today, and we have Santa Ana winds predicted for the next 2 days.
And there is concern about extreme fire danger spreading to other states like Colorado, Oregon, and Washington. In fact, in the town of Malden, Washington, officials there say about 80% of the homes have been destroyed by fire in that area, John.
All right, CBN's Eric Phillips. Thanks, Eric. Controlling chronic pain. Some practical steps to help people suffering when Faith Nation returns.
Hey, if you're tired and exhausted all day, you can't think clearly, and you really just need a cup or even a pot of coffee to get through your day, then join me, Dr. Josh Axe, for this new series where I'm going to teach you how to transform your diet and use essential oils and supplements to get a better night's sleep.
Wake up to your best life. Call 1-800-700-7000 to get your free DVD or booklet of Protect Your Sleep today.
It's about the competition.
I kind of put that pressure on myself, and I think people had expectations.
It's about overcoming.
We use this phrase all the time, keep chopping, keep practicing hard.
It's about going the distance.
You know, I think as a father, it's my job, to lead, just be the best husband and father I can be.
Watch Going the Distance with Sean Brown Saturday night at 7:30 on the CBN News Channel.
Orphans Promise is committed to loving and serving at-risk children, to helping keep families together, and to creating opportunities for strong and sustainable communities around the world. We're working in over 60 countries around the world, and with your help, we can do even more. There's an old African proverb I love that says, if you want to run fast, run alone. But if you want to run far, run together. At Orphans Promise, we want to run far so we can touch the lives of as many orphaned and vulnerable children as possible. But we don't want to go alone. We're out to change the world, one child, one family, one community at a time. Will you join us?
To the coronavirus tonight, college campuses are seeing many confirmed cases as students return to campus for the fall. According to data from the New York Times, more than 51,000 cases have been diagnosed at schools across the country, with positive tests coming from more than 1,000 campuses. Some schools are making students with COVID-19 quarantine in their dorm rooms. Others, though, are trying to send students off campus and back home, which is not an option for everyone.
My grandma lives with us, and both my parents are high risk, so I'm staying on campus when I get my results back, and then we'll go from there.
And some good news on the COVID front tonight. Johns Hopkins reported just 24,000 new cases in the U.S. Monday. That is the lowest we've seen since June 21st.
Well, side effects from chronic pain can sometimes actually be worse than the pain itself. Still, 50 million Americans often turn to dangerous addictive drugs for treatment.
But as Lori Johnson reports, that may not be necessary.
Dr. Linda Mintle knows firsthand the agony of persistent pain. Months after an accidental fall, she only felt worse.
When it got to the point where I couldn't stand, I couldn't sit, the only position I could be in was to be on my stomach, flat on the ground. I knew that was really, really bad.
Even prescription pain pills failed.
And I took one, and I thought I was having an out-of-body experience. It was worse. The feeling was worse than the actual feeling of pain that I was having.
Like millions of Americans, Linda felt left alone to deal with her pain.
You just want it to stop. You will do anything to get relief.
Eventually, an operation made Linda's pain go away, but she was fortunate. Surgery isn't always successful or even an option for many chronic pain sufferers. As a psychologist, Linda wanted to help and teamed up with pain specialist Dr. James Cribbs to write Living Beyond Pain.
The primary things that people suffer with are low back pain, neck pain, headaches, osteoarthritis, fibromyalgia, and also neuropathic diseases such as diabetes.
Scientists tell us while the source can be anywhere in the body, the way we feel pain comes from the brain.
Certainly the patients who relate to their pain and to their life in a positive way and submitting it to God have done much better.
This involves replacing negative vibes with optimism.
Like, here's a good example. I can't get out of bed today. That would be just like, I just can't get up. Well, you could start the day and say, oh, I feel the pain today, but you know what? I'm going to do it slowly. I'm going to move, but I'm going to get myself out and I'm going to get that first step.
Another tool, write down the good things in your daily life in a gratitude journal.
What that does, it activates different parts of your brain that are separate from the areas which are causing pain. It reinforces areas of your brain that's going to be focused on what's thankful. So you're actually starting to rewrite those areas and rewire those areas so that you're having less pain.
Also, get involved with hobbies, social activities, and anything that might distract from the pain.
The patients that I see really struggle are the ones where their pain has become the focus of their lives.
Instead, visualize your best-case scenario, a process called guided imagery used by world-class athletes.
Imagine your life with less pain. Imagine yourself being active, and your brain's going to start following those things.
Doctors also recommend acupuncture and meditation.
I meditate on His Word day and night, and I think about the Lord. And I'll tell you, those nights when I couldn't sleep, when I was dealing with that chronic pain, there were nights when I would just, in my bed, say, Jesus, Jesus. And I would just say His name, and there's power in the name of Jesus.
Although many believe moving around can make their pain worse, studies show the opposite is true. Exercise really helps. Don't eat food that causes painful inflammation, like sugary and processed items. Instead, pursue a whole food, plant-based diet, which lowers inflammation. An added benefit will be a lighter load for your body to bear.
Feel the pain 20% more if you have weight problems and you're overweight. So it's hard to lose weight, very difficult to do that, but it really will help your pain.
So while people suffering from chronic pain may not get rid of it entirely, changing some behaviors can make it more manageable. Lori Johnson, CBN News.
Thanks, Lori. For more medical stories from Lori Johnson, check out her weekly program, Healthy Living. You can find new episodes at 9:30 p.m. Eastern every Tuesday on the CBN News Channel.
Today's teens face mounting social pressure to conform to the status quo. Up next, how one Georgia school is helping those greatest at risk of giving in.
Daddy?
Yeah, buddy?
How many nickels are in a dollar?
There are 20 nickels in a dollar.
How do birds fly? Does milk really make my bones stronger?
Yeah.
Daddy, when we die, will we go to heaven?
Do you have the answer to life's biggest question? Call the 700 Club. We'll help you find answers to the important questions life brings your way.
Watch breaking news, in-depth exclusive stories and programs, from health to entertainment. You won't find anywhere else. The CBN News Channel, a perspective you can trust. Enjoy credible news reporting from around the world. Discover inspiring programs and stories of hope, all in one place from a Christian perspective. The CBN News Channel, a perspective you can trust. To watch the CBN News Channel, download the app or visit cbnnewschannel.com.
Hello, I'm Dr. David Perlmutter, board-certified neurologist and #1 New York Times bestselling author. Wouldn't it be great to boost your energy, eliminate brain fog, and even reverse brain disease? Well, you can, and I'm going to show you how, along with some of the world's most well-respected brain experts in this DVD, Protect Your Brain.
Get Protect Your Brain, a free DVD only from the Christian Broadcasting Network, featuring experts on the cutting edge of neuroscience and brain health.
No matter how many times you've failed in the past, you really can do this.
In Protect Your Brain, you'll discover simple strategies to keep your brain young and healthy. Improve your memory. Discover the gut-brain connection. In Protect Your Brain, get your free copy at cbn.com or call 1-800-700-7000.
If you want to improve the quality of your life, get the DVD Protect Your Brain and get it today.
Welcome back. Well, growing up is never easy, but some say young people in today's America are under attack and searching for hope in the midst of uncertainty.
One Georgia ministry is taking a unique approach to help them. Charlene Aaron explains.
When Trace Embry finished Bible college, he envisioned becoming a pastor.
We got the tap on the shoulder about midway through our Bible college experience that you're not going to be a pastor in the traditional sense.
That word, combined with a passion to help troubled teenagers, led Embry and his wife to look for land. They purchased 200 acres and turned it into Shepherd's Hill Academy, a Christian boarding school for kids in crisis. This footage was recorded prior to COVID-19, but the virus hasn't slowed the school's mission.
Kids are enrolling at Shepherd's Hill. We've never stopped enrolling kids. We actually had a little I was positive. We had a few kids that were positive, no kids that were sick, but we had 4 staff members that did get sick. Wow. And so we've gone through the proper protocols, all the funnel system. We've gone beyond.
Endorsed by top Christian leaders such as wall builders David Barton and the late Ravi Zacharias, youth from across America and some 19 countries attend the school, which boasts a strong academic and spiritual environment.
From 8 to 3, the kids are in school like any other school. They conduct their affairs in school, STEM, education, good education, quality education.
Trained medical professionals also help kids go through a time of digital detox.
These kids, they can't hardly escape pornography. We're giving these kids these addictive adult toys called smartphones, 24/7 unencumbered access. That's like giving your kid the key to the liquor cabinet and just expecting them to exercise a wise protocol.
Another therapy component includes a nature-based program, which requires students to survive and thrive in cabins without internet access or electricity. Those enrolled work on outdoor projects, bond with each other, and connect with God.
There's never a better opportunity for a kid to get to know Jesus than a year in an unplugged environment where they have real relationships, face-to-face relationships. There's the teamwork of keeping those cabins warm in the winter and maintained and dry in the summer. And, no running water, no electricity. They live there for an entire year.
Learning to defend their Christian faith is also part of the school's curriculum.
They're getting a tremendous amount of apologetic training. They're leaving here and going back in there, and they're able to go toe-to-toe with a 50-year-old college professor and not be talked out of their faith.
It's bigger than grades. God's not looking for an A student. He's looking for a student.
Faith that Embry says turns these young lives around.
We see transform from the craziest things, including homosexuality, transgender issues. We got kids working for NASA. I just got a call from a parent whose kid just got a doctorate in nursing. This is a kid who told me when he first saw me that before he leaves here, he's raping my daughter. But he was the first and only Shepherd's Hill alumni to ever come back to work as a counselor.
Meanwhile, Embry, who also hosts the syndicated program Licensed to Parent.
The cold, hard truth is that the majority of today's parents are way too naive about the dark side of their kids.
Says helping kids heal and reconnect with family means the world to him.
Nothing has thrilled my heart more than a Shepherd's Hill Academy graduation service. and you hear these kids, and you get the the emails and the letters back, and I mean, I can't describe it.
Charlene Aaron, CBN News.
Thanks, Charlene. Still to come, an American hero uses a long-standing military tradition to honor the special people in his life. The details when we come back.
I am Region's first ROTC graduate student.
Meet the pastors who are preaching the gospel in a fresh, fearless way. I'm Roberto Torres-Cedillo. Join me each week for Next Gen Voices. And watch God transform a generation.
How'd you like to get a redo on your health, on your body, on your arteries, so you could have the energy you had 20 years ago? The great news is you can. I'm Dr. Mike Roizen, chair of the Wellness Institute at the Cleveland Clinic. I've written 4 New York Times bestsellers. But even better than having to read all that, you can listen to this DVD and watch it. Protect your heart? Yes, you can. Here's how.
Go to CBN.com or call 1-800-700-7000 for your free copy of Protect Your Heart. Let the medical experts show you their new discoveries on how to avoid heart disease and even reverse it. Easy steps to uncover the hidden dangers in your medicine cabinet, reduce stress, and get a complete do-over for your health. Call 1-800-700-7000. That's 1-800-700-7000. Or go to CBN.com to claim your free copy of Protect Your Heart.
Finally tonight, for anyone familiar with the song Taps, you know that somber tune is typically associated with military funerals.
But one New Hampshire man has played taps from the end of his driveway every night for 100 straight nights. It's to honor veterans and also in remembrance of his late wife.
Most of the time I was by myself, and I had no idea anybody else was listening.
I don't know him. I live just through the woods there, but yeah, I'm not going to walk away from something like that.
It's an awesome thing that he has done to support veterans and to memorialize his wife.
I'm so glad that what I did touched souls, and mine too.
77-year-old Peter Clark officially played taps for the 100th consecutive night. Last night, Labor Day. Neighbors and friends gathered outside, as you see here at his house, to mark the special moment.
An amazing gesture to honor his wife and veterans.
Well, that's going to do it for Faith Nation.
See you tomorrow.